Hi everyone, so today we're going to be unboxing not just one, but a whole limited edition series, a trilogy, of Loot Crate's Lord of the Rings. So straight up, I can say this trilogy has some of my favorite pieces ever, and it's also got a few things that I'm not really sure what to do with. That's sometimes what the boxes are just like. But with that, let's just jump straight in and start our journey with box number one. So box number one is called The Journey Begins. The One Ring has awoken and a new journey must begin. The fates of many are tied to the most unlikely of creatures, a hobbit from the Shire. But one cannot simply walk into Mordor. Thus forms the Fellowship of the Ring. So, total heads up, I have unboxed these as I've gone along, and I have been sharing them on Instagram, on my Insta stories, but I realized that some of you might not have seen them, and I really wanted to share it. So, I have to share my favorite piece out of this box, the prancing pony mug. So, I went to Hobbiton a few years ago, and I was really looking for something, something special to bring back, to make you go, I'm going to drink out of that mug every single day, and I'm going to remember this trip. They didn't really have that. So I have to say, I was really excited that they had a nice prancing pony mug. It's nice and solid. I think you can't put it in the dishwasher. I think it has to be hand washed and whatever. But this is something that I have been using, so definitely worth it in this box. This is a mini epics. It's of Frodo. Now, again, this is one of those things where I'm a bit like, okay, it's cute. I'm thinking maybe as a cake topper. Some people will have these as collections and have like a really nice shelf for these. I don't really collect little collectibles. So I'm going to pop this actually in my baking box. And when it comes time to throw a Lord of the Rings or a Hobbit party, he's going on top. So when I saw this, I was a bit like, oh, that's nice. But then a week later, so this is a travel mat, a week later I ended up doing a little bit of a day trip, and I needed something that I knew I was just going to chuck on the ground, and lo and behold, I actually grabbed this. So it ended up coming in handy, so it didn't just end up in my closet somewhere. It's got little straps just to keep it tight and together, so it actually doesn't take up too much space in your bag, which is nice and handy. It is fleece. It is got some thing on it. I actually can't tell what the image is, but that's all right. So unfortunately though, my trip was to a beach, and being fleece, my little travel mat didn't fare so well. It had to take a lot of shaking out to get everything, and even then I'm probably shaking sand all over my room here. But in saying that, I think I'm actually probably gonna just update this and just sew some sort of like a tarp. I'm not sure what you call them. Just like the plasticky mat stuff. I'm actually going to probably take the time just to line it, because that way it's really easy to wipe off. Because I do love the fact that this has a little belt around it, because it does make traveling and packing a whole lot easier. So this is a keychain with the ring. I am happy to get this. Someone might actually want to use it on their keys, but whenever I'm taking photos, I often don't have enough props, which is the whole reason why I got this trilogy in the first place. I often find that I'm looking to take photos, and I'm like, oh, I have nothing that kind of represents Lord of the Rings. But this ring probably will show up quite nicely in photos, so I'm pretty thrilled about that. Although I wonder for photos whether I can put a nice paint finish on it, just to make it look less cheap, but we'll work on that. Okay, two more things in this box. We've got some patches. One is for the Shire, one is for Moria, and one is for Mordor. So I'm still not sure what to use these for. If anyone has some cool ideas on how you can use patches, please let me know. I'm not sure whether it's something that I just attach to a bag or something, but I'm open to ideas. And finally in this box is a t-shirt of Frodo. As I probably said in other boxings before, I'm not crazy about t-shirts with really big prints on. Like, I love prints that have them down the arms or on the back and something kind of cool. This is a bit not me, but that's not to say I'm not going to use it. This style t-shirt, I might chop it up. I'm going to add some links below, because there's really cool ways online that I've seen of updating t-shirts. If you're more of a V-neck style, you can still cut like a round-necked t-shirt into something a bit more neat. If you find that you have too many t-shirts, you can turn them into t-shirt bags for when you go grocery shopping, or you can turn them into pillows. So there's lots of uses for this. So with that, let's move on to box number 2. Ah, yes. So this has like my favorite out of everything. Okay. This themed box is called Worth Fighting For. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back. Only they didn't. They kept going because they were holding on to something, that there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. Samwise Gamgee. So in this box, I'm gonna again start with my favorite piece ever. I have finally a Middle-earth tapestry scarf. I am in love with this. This is one of those things that if I had been at Hobbiton and I had seen this, I would have bought one for myself, I would have bought one for my sister, and I would have bought one for a friend. The quality is actually really nice. I always sort of have low expectations for like box crates, but it is a polyester, but the printing job is really beautiful. The detail is all there. It just floats nicely, so it's something that I'm actually going to wear and do on a pretty regular basis. There's one or two other things in here that I really quite liked. One was a ring, what do they call it? It's just a one-ring bracelet. So I'm not sure what the material is. It's actually kind of my style. I will wear something like this. And see, compared to the other ring, that was a keychain, the quality of this metal is much nicer. So both of those are going in my closet. So they have some cool stuff where I'm like, okay, if you were throwing a party, they've got some great things you can pull out of this one. So this is a Rohan banner. So yep, if you're throwing a party, you are set. You've got a few decorations. And I have to say, it's kind of one of the things that's difficult to find. Sort of things that kind of look authentic to the book. So I have to say kudos for this one. But the quality is good, and if you're throwing a party, you have got something on hand. The two things I'm not so crazy about in this box, t-shirts and socks. So this one is, what do they call this one? My Friend's Tee. That's all right. I'm not going to judge the t-shirt too much, only because for what I've paid for the box, I would have paid that just alone for the scarf. And knowing that when you go to something like Universal Studios or Disney or whatever it is, you go to the shops and you want to get a nice piece, you're paying easily $50, $60 or something, which is, I think, about how much I paid for one of these boxes. So the final thing in this box, and obviously one I'm not crazy about, are the socks. Some people collect socks. That is cool. I was going to say I don't wear socks. I do wear socks. I just don't wear patterned ones. And that's okay. That's not to say I'm not going to use these. I do keep longish socks like these. I use them actually as heat packs. I fill them, you can do them with like dried beans or like dried popcorn or even rice and so on. And then I use them as for like when I get sore muscles around my neck or my shoulders, because they kind of sit and the weight kind of holds. Anyways, yeah, I will fill those up. Either I'll tie them just in a knot at the top, or I'll take time just to sew them, chuck them in the microwave, and see, there's uses for everything. Box number 3, we're coming to the end of our journey. Haha, that's right. So this was actually why I went, yes, I want all 3 boxes. It was because I got a Mordor sweater, and check this out. So this is actually one of my favorite pieces as well. So there's been something in each box where I'm like, that made it worth it. So the right hand sleeve has this all the way up it, and I don't mind a little bit of something. It's nice and small. It's not so in your face. So this sweater this is my happiness from this box. There and back again. End? No, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path, one that we all must take. The grey rain curtain of this world rolls back, and all that turns silver glass, and then you see it. White shores, and beyond, a far green country under a swift sunrise. So there are some neat things in here. That's right, I wasn't sure what this was. I think it's to do with Gondor. Was it? So this is testing my Lord of the Rings knowledge, and I have failed. Someone else out there can answer what this one is from, and I feel like I need to go back and watch the whole series and read the books again. Anyways, there's that handkerchief scarfy thing, but then I also loved this one. This is a banner. So again, to go with my Rohan one, if I am throwing a party, I have got my decor all set up. This was supposed to be in the last box. Leaves of Lorien. There's that pin. And that's actually really quite beautiful. It's nice quality. And again, if I'm doing photos, definitely would use it. And I'm actually starting to try to find ways of using pins like in my everyday wardrobe. Because I end up kind of collecting pins and I'm like, oh, like I don't just want to have a box of them laying around somewhere. So they had a Gondor pillow. So I'm not sure what that size is. That's maybe 30 centimeters. So just a little something for a little bit of home decor. This I loved. I don't know if it's leather or faux leather. It looks like leather. It's quite nice. Anyways, embossed it says, "There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for." And inside, this is what I love. So it's a brown notebook. So it actually can be removed. So if you want to get more pages and staple them together and slip them back in, you can still use the book. But on here on the inside, it's the embossed map of Middle Earth on both sides. It's beautiful. If there's one thing I love, and I buy a lot of, it's notebooks. So I can say, definitely gonna be using this one. If you ever find yourself lost in darkness, remember that it's only a passing thing, this shadow. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out of the clear. You still have a story to tell. There is also the one ring necklace. It's a nice long necklace, which is how I prefer my necklaces. And again, the quality is not too bad as well. It's not super shiny. It's kind of got like a nice brassy matte sort of finish to it, so it doesn't shine. So also in this box is a Lembas coin purse. And the little blurb they have for this is, "Don't worry, there's still enough for the journey home. Elven Lembas stays fresh for an age when wrapped in Maloran leaves, a favored food of travelers. May your fortune stay as sweet." And then to finally finish this off, more socks, because I needed more. Anyways, as stated in the last box, I'll find a use for them. I'm gonna have a whole container worth of Hobbit socks, and I'm gonna have a lot of heat packs. Dog toy, I can turn one of these into dog toys. Anyways, I'll find a use for this. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I have to say, out of the whole trilogy, I think getting all three, there's been enough of a little bit of everything, like pieces I absolutely loved, other pieces, sooks, that I'll find something. So with that, I hope you guys all enjoyed going on that trilogy with me through Lootcrate's Lord of the Rings boxes. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video.